Welcome to the Bat Buffalo main event. Bob Gaughan along with Brad Ryder. And coming up on today's show, Brad and I will discuss Lindy Ruff shouldering the blame for the Buffalo Sabres' first half woes, Andre Reed's chances in the Hall of Fame, and we'll also talk a number of subjects with Bob DeCesare of the Buffalo News. But Brad, we begin with Super Bowl week and Super Bowl hype. Coming up this weekend, of course, is the big game, and all the talk is going to be about Tom Brady and his injured ankle. Is this a worthy subject, Brad?
Absolutely. You're the gambling guy, Bob. The point spread's what? In the neighborhood of 14? What happens if Tom Brady doesn't play in that game? How many points does that number drop over the course of a 24-hour period if we find out on Saturday that Tom Brady's not going to play?
I say the spread goes down to 3.
So from like 14 to 3.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
So if he's maybe kind of sort of hurt, it's a story. Don't get me wrong. If I'm in the Super Bowl with 2 weeks off, thinking about all the hype that's going on, and B, playing under Bill Belichick, who is notorious for not only hiding injuries, but hyping up injuries that don't exist, I'm Tom Brady. I'm walking around with a walking cast on my foot, too, through New York City, carrying flowers and chocolates and whatever he's doing. I'm putting on a show myself. So I think Brady is a little bit of a showman here, and I think it's funny that the paparazzi has somehow become a part of Super Bowl 2 weeks of hype. I was going to say hype week, but it's 2 weeks. But if there's any hint of anything, the Patriots are this close to being like the rest of the teams in the league, and Tom Brady is the difference.
Oh, sure.
Brady's fantastic. If he's even a little dinged up, it's a story.
And they don't have a quarterback. They don't have a backup quarterback.
Matt Castle, right?
If he goes down, they're in serious trouble. It seems to me, though, that New England likes this a little bit, does it not?
Oh, sure.
I mean, it seems like Brady and Belichick particularly eating this up. I mean, here's a guy that's put Tom Brady on the injured report like 40 straight weeks.
Probable shoulder.
Right? Yeah, he's probable. He's always injured because they want to throw that out there. Hey, maybe he's not 100%. Well, now it's out there, and not only are they throwing it out, but TMZ is throwing it out there.
Perez Hilton.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like New England is feeding into this, and it's like they're trying to get. It's almost like they're trying to get the Giants off of their game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and I don't think they need it. But it's a fun little. That's how good they are, Bob. Yeah. They've got time to play these type of games with teams. I think the Giants are going to put up a fight. I mean, obviously they put up a fight in Week 17 in the regular season when they had nothing really to play for. They were already locked into their spot. The Patriots were playing for their undefeated season, their road to perfection. That was about it. But they gave them a run, and I think that gave the Giants a little bit of hope that they can get it done when it matters, when the game is really on the line coming up. I think it gave them just a little bit of attitude going into this thing, and I like that.
Yeah, there's two huge factors. First of all, the defensive line, OC and Tuck and Strahan got to dominate. They got to at least stop the run, put a little pressure on him. And I love that two-handed monster. Is anybody talking about Tiki Barber, the Tiki factor?
Okay.
Nobody cares about him because, of course, you got Jacobs and
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw,
who
awesome.
bursted on the scene against Buffalo, too. Yeah.
He's absolutely awesome. Second topic coming up this weekend, it's the NFL Hall of Fame. Andre Reed has made it to the Final 17. Do you think Andre Reed will finally, or will make it into the NFL Hall of Fame?
Not this year. I do. The more I think about it, the further removed we get from his career. I believe Andre Reed is, in fact, a Hall of Famer. The more I think about it, we had a guest on, I think your brother, a couple weeks ago, and said, when you compare him to Art Monk, think about him, who is the more dynamic player? I think Andre Reed, by a mile, was the more dynamic player than Art Monk, and I don't need numbers to tell me that, and that's always been my theory on the Hall of Fame. I don't think he gets in this year because the election process is stupid.
I agree with you. Yes, the numbers are there. They're kind of similar. I know Monk has more Super Bowl rings, but in my eyes, just
more
watching.
Than zero? Does he have more than zero?
He's got more than zero. But passing the eye test. Yeah. A lot of times, right now, when you're getting into whether it's baseball players or football players, when we saw them play, who was better? Was Monk better than Reed? I think we would both agree, and this is being, you're Buffalonians. Of course you're going to say that. No, I really think that the average person in Dallas would say that, Reed was better than Monk.
My be-all, end-all argument is that Rod Tidwell in Jerry Maguire mentioned 2 receivers.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to be like Jerry Rice and Andre Reed.
Right. Oh, that's good point. Last subject for this segment is that this week, Lindy Ruff has shouldered the blame for the Sabres' first half woes. Does Lindy Ruff deserve blame for the where the Sabres stand at the All-Star break?
This is why Lindy Ruff has been the coach for a long time and will be the coach for a long time. He accepts responsibility. He's kicking himself. It's killing him to know that he's got the kind of talent he does on the roster and seeing where they stand right now. But as I point out every week, don't think about losing streaks, and they killed one heading into the All-Star break, but just look at the standings. They're a good week away from being right back in the playoffs. I like that Lindy Ruff is taking responsibility. It shows me that he knows how to treat his players. He, at least, that's the way he feels he should treat these players. He thinks maybe kid gloves a little bit, except shoulder some of the blame instead of pointing at Thomas Vanek and his $10 million. I
think the point is, though, he shouldn't be shouldering any of the blame. He's taken the blame, I think, for Golisano and Larry Quinn and Darcy Regier. I don't think he deserves any blame for where the Sabres are right now.
That's part of his coaching, though. That's what he's trying to do, don't you think?
No, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes, but the point is, he is shouldering. Does he actually deserve any of the blame he's shouldering?
No,
none.
Maybe some.
And the problem is, since he is shouldering the blame, I think that there's a chance that he might be leaving too. Is there a good chance that he leaves the same way that Briere, Drury, Campbell, Ruff? I think that there's a good possibility of it. Coming up next on Labatt Buffalo Main Event, it is the Old Restaurant and Lounge email segment. Coming up next on Labatt Buffalo Main Event.
Short-term memory loss is something we all joke about. I forgot where I put my keys. I forgot what I wanted when I walked into the room. Those are common occurrences that happen to absolutely every person. And there's places out there that can help assess whether or not your loved one is really in the earlier stages of having a true memory impairment problem, or if it's just the routine forgetfulness that comes with day-to-day life. Bristol Village offers an exclusive memory care program, so call for help early.
Bristol Home and Bristol Village, assisted living where family matters.